Hey gang, this is Crypto Pio. You're watching Escape Velocity, and I'm doing a drop watch right now. These will be live streamed in the future. I know it's ridiculous to do this in a non-live stream format, but I don't know how to use my DSLR camera to live stream to my MacBook Pro yet, and I'm gonna buy whatever I have to buy to do it, and it's gonna happen. So anyway, let's get into this. So check it out. This drop tonight is pretty interesting for a few reasons. We have something that I don't think that I've seen before, which is 2 drops by Zedd, each one with a different collaborator. So we have Zedd and Silly Gabe, and then Zedd and Fvckrender. This is definitely one that would be an obvious choice, but in the NiftyGateway NFT realm, we've seen that obvious choices aren't always guaranteed, and people can definitely lose their shirt on those if they're looking at these from an investment perspective. If you really like the art, and you should only buy NFTs if you really like the art, then by all means let it rip. But I actually want to talk a lot about this drop. So I don't know how to pronounce this artist's name, like Ekaitza or Ekaitza, something like that. But this one's really interesting because 3D sculpture style pieces, but more importantly, if you want to see like sort of a masterclass, in my opinion, on how to operate as an artist, check out the way this artist has been operating in the Drop Talk section of the NiftyGateway Discord right now. He's been super engaging. Looks like he's been, kind of just hanging out with fans for a couple hours now ahead of the drop, which a lot of people do. Like The Weeknd actually did it before his drop, which is pretty cool. I don't think he was nearly as like engaging as this artist is, but I want to actually just show you a couple of really interesting Discord posts. A lot of this Discord communication is like found journalism. It impresses me again and again. So different people are asking him different questions, him or her, and Ekaitza is responding, and I'm sorry if I'm barbecuing the artist's name. Definitely put it in the comments if I am. I want to pronounce everything right, but it's kind of hard when I'm not familiar with the artist yet. But they've been pitching different sort of marketing techniques, like you see him responding here like burning is interesting, but check this out. He says, I intentionally underpriced the first 2 drops to, number 1, expand my collector base as I was exclusively doing one-of-ones, and number 2 on super rare, and number 2, to reward early collectors. I was hoping people would profit from it, and it looks like they did incredibly, haha. So this is referring to his first 2 drops. He said this drop is more around price discovery with the silent auctions, and the next one will be all about rewarding collectors and holders. So basically he's saying that his first 2 drops he feels like were underpriced to expand his collector base, in other words, to make them affordable so a lot of people can actually buy them, and then number 2, to reward his early collectors. So in other words, if you were down with this artist early on, then he wanted to reward you by making things very cheap for you, and he's saying, I was hoping people would profit from it, and it looks like they did incredibly. So we'll actually pull up some of his earlier stuff to see what the story is there. There's so many artists on NiftyGateway, I can't be like an expert on every single one, so sorry about that. I'm not familiar with this artist, but he's definitely on he or she is definitely on my radar now. He said this drop is more around price discovery with the silent auctions. So that he wants to see how much his silent auctions are going to sell for, which I think is awesome. The amount of sort of management, like business management and marketing that this artist is putting into his drops is incredibly impressive. As I've said before, I don't think an artist should have to do this. I don't think an artist should be required to put this much work and effort in to have a successful drop. I think that the artwork should determine that. But when you have a business savvy artist, clearly, or a management savvy artist right here that's really like architecting a marketing campaign that was clearly like not short-sighted at all, like I would be pretty surprised if he didn't at least have an idea of what he wanted to do for like drop 1, drop 2, and maybe all the way to drop 3, because it seems very intentional, very organized, and very smart, just like a very strong marketing initiative. So I'm really impressed by this. Let's really quick pull up and see how well his last drop performed. Here we go. But yeah, and you know, this is what I'm talking about. Like, a lot of artists have managers to do this. The stuff that he's doing was traditionally done by, you know, a suit, like somebody that wears a suit that's a manager. But again, NFT technology, cutting out the middleman, disrupting everything. You see the same thing in the music industry. You see artists that make it independently. Like, you know, 10 years ago or whatever, I'm dating myself here, Macklemore and Ryan Lewis did everything independently. There have been a ton of artists since then. It's like, who needed a label? You're now seeing it in like the traditional art world slash, you know, digital art, 3D art, traditional illustration, the whole 9 yards. So, okay, so Ekaitza, whoa, my goodness. So what was the original price on this? Oh my goodness. So the original primary market price was $800. And it looks like we're looking at like a 16 grand price floor. Okay, but this was only 5 primary sales, so that could have been a drawing. Let me see, can we get an open edition? Can we get that? Okay, his first 2 drops. So, you know, here's the second drop. So here's the open edition. So the open edition only minted 31, and it came out when? It came out in December 2020, so an absolute lifetime ago in the NFT world. Lifetime ago. Like early February is a lifetime ago. Early December is like millennia ago. Original primary market price was $99. So you just pop on, you pay $99, and you have this piece. And it sells for $1,200 pretty much. It looks, yeah, pretty consistently. It's selling for like between $950 and over $1,000. So kudos to those that bought it. It's actually really, really cool. This is interesting. A little VR reference right here. All right. So yeah, this is a really interesting artist to keep an eye on. All right, and then the last drop, yeah, I do remember this one, actually. I do remember this. Edition of 5 with a $3,000 price tag. I absolutely... So I'm curious what artist, what drop this dropped with, because I do remember this. But okay, I mean, this is an incredibly cool piece. So yeah, so very interesting. We're going to keep an eye on these open editions, and we'll keep an eye on the silent auction after it finishes. So we have some editions already minted, probably for the artist and, you know, other reserves. He actually was talking about how... Yeah, I'm a nervous wreck. I appreciate everyone's support. Think about what an artist is going through before one of these drops, especially one like this where he said that this drop is about price discovery for a silent auction. He has no idea what his pieces are going to sell for that he's auctioning off. This is like a really big day. He's like, oh, is it going to be for 50 grand? Is it going to be for 25 grand? Is it going to be for 150 grand? It's going to be wild. And it seems like he hasn't had a market cap. Like, we can go in and try to crunch the numbers on the earlier drops, but it seems like he hasn't had a drop with a market cap of like north of 500 grand. I can do the math again, but I doubt it. And this might be his coming out party. So let's see. There was a couple other things. Really friendly here. Hey, not a problem. Always happy to chat. So he's totally down to chat. You know, I'm going to say to him right now, at Ekaitza, I'm making a drop watch video right now covering your drop. I should be live streaming it, but I can't figure technology out. All right, that was just a quick one. All right, so right back to covering. He said giveaways are likely. I'm also doing this. And what was he saying? Okay, I think he meant he's also doing giveaways. So yeah, so you're seeing more marketing come into the drops. He's talking about giving away pieces to collectors, and I think he mentioned something in that post that I was talking about a minute ago about rewarding hodlers, like rewarding collectors down the line. So, you know, doing the Trevor Jones thing, doing the faces sort of thing, the Slime Sunday and Blau. Slime Sunday, by the way, is doing a collaboration with Playboy and NiftyGateway. That one is going to be absolutely electric. Slime Sunday was already doing that kind of stuff. He was doing the cutout like magazines, realistically from like old porn magazines, and making it into these wild, you know, collage based pieces of artwork that definitely take a million years and are incredibly hard to put together and make work like that. They're so impressive. So yeah, I mean, I can't wait to see what he does there. That's going to be a crazy drop. Okay, so yeah, that pretty much does it. Okay, sorry. So here he's just talking about comp. He said, my pleasure, or he's talking about like currency. My pleasure. The numbers on the Trust the Cycles skull are the next blocks of Bitcoin halvings. The silent editions are all playing with an eroded concrete material combined with gold leaf to represent old versus new. The open editions are a bit more fun, and they are inspired by my young years of going to raves and enjoying electronic music until the sun came up. Both Time to Rise and Instinct are a bit more visceral, trying to imply impulses to act. Time to Rise is a recurrent theme in my work, and I want to evoke the feeling to take action and step up to the occasion. A bit of a celebratory piece, as opposed to rebellion, haha. And he said, also a play with economic cycles. We basically change the medium of exchange of value every 100 years or so. I wanted to make it maze-like, and the clear path to be Bitcoin, hence why it's a clear path at the center. So there's a lot of depth, like a lot of depth to these pieces. These are probably, do you say Raw and Prowl are the rave ones? Yeah, the open editions are a bit more fun and they're inspired by his young years. So you go Raw, Prowl, so this is him raving. Sunrise, that's, self-explanatory, that's the sunrise. So yeah, so he's got some serious depth in this drop. Let's look at the auctions. Let's make predictions that are going to be wrong. Oh, maybe I saw this on Instagram or Twitter or something. That must be it, because it hasn't dropped yet. These are dope. So it'll be very interesting. Edition of 5, minimum bid of $3,000. And this one's the top one. Time to Rise edition of 10. All right, I'll make some calls that are going to be wrong. Trust the Cycles is going to sell for 35. Oh, that is a Bitcoin logo on it? Okay, and that's the one that he's talking about. Trust the Cycles of medium of exchange. I'm going to say a 40 grand top on Trust the Cycles, a 60 grand on Time to Rise, and 130 grand on Instinct. So a 230 grand revenue from the auctions total. If I get either any of those estimates right, I'll be happy, or the total estimate of 230 grand market cap right, I'll be happy. But I don't think I'll be right about any of it, because it's incredibly difficult to predict that stuff in this market. It's a brand new market. It's just really hard to figure out price discovery. So yeah, so we just kind of covered his stuff at, it's 7 o'clock. We got to look at these. These drops. So open editions, 14 editions minted, 13 and 10. All right, it's not flying off the shelves. Ooh, 192 editions minted of this. Wow. In 1 minute. 784 minted of this Fvckrender and Zedd at $9.99. Wow. So that's, all right, so we're pushing $1 million already on this. I'm going to refresh the page. All right, we're stuck at 784. Let me scoot back. All right, 210 on this other one. So Zedd is cleaning up. Zedd is making some money. Okay. 10 editions of Sunrise, 13 editions of Prowl. So, Ekaitza is kind of, he's, a little bit being overlooked compared to Zedd right now. This is done. Okay, this is done. I think, all right. It must have been an incredibly quick open edition it's a 1 minute. Look at me. You sleep for 1 second in this game, in the NFT game, and you're going to miss it. So there you go, like a 784K market cap on this Zedd and Fvckrender open edition. Yeah, I mean, like, you have a borderline blue chip NFT artist pairing up with Zedd, who's a DJ. I don't even think I talked about Zedd at all, but he's like a well-known DJ. He's like incredibly young. He's 31, my age. But yeah, I mean, this guy, clean it up. I don't know what the split is between him and Fvckrender, but yeah, I mean, that's definitely not too shabby. $999, 784 mints. And let's just see what else is going on here. How we doing here? Maybe attention will shift to this. 16, 14. I'm pretty tempted to just buy one of these right now. $750 is incredibly cheap. This ends in 1.5 minutes. And there's only 16, 18, and 17. And his other stuff's performing incredibly well. I aped into the NFT market really hard in like the first 25 days. I talked about it in the video I put out yesterday, and I haven't had, or I have a little bit of liquidity, but it's like to just continue to buy and not study the market and really understand. Don't get me wrong, I like both these pieces. I like 60-70% of the stuff that comes out on NiftyGateway. The artists are dope. Like all the stuff by Jonathan Thunder is dope. I can't just go and buy all the Jonathan Thunder pieces for like 11 grand right now, you know? So I'm trying to study the market. I'm trying to put out videos like this so that I can continue to follow the market very closely and learn from the people that talk to me on Discord, and like Feels, shout out to Feels, who was talking to me today, giving me positive feedback. I really appreciate that. And yeah, I mean, it's tough. So look, 19 seconds, we're 18 seconds here. We got 27 and 26. Okay, there's a few more. Look, I'm going to leave these alone. I'm not going to buy them, even though I really like them both, and I think that they are going to perform well. I'm not in a position to do it. When I'm a whale, you'll see me just ape in and get all of these. So yeah, so we're looking at 1,500 times 19, 31 times 750, 28 times 750. All right, and let's look at these auctions. What do we got? We can't check this yet, huh? When does this end? Okay, it goes for another 9 minutes. Okay, I'm going to have to cut it short, and I'll report after the fact on those. And what do we got here for this part of the drop? Another silent auction. How long is this going? 9 minutes. All right, I got to do a part 2 to this video. All right, I'm back. You guessed it. All of my estimates were completely wrong, but we have some interesting data here. We've got our old buddy 888, the biggest whale over here, that put in 9188 as the top winning bid for the auction on Instinct. So the highest, the highest price one. He actually bought this one too at 5,088. And this one too at 2088. He came close to losing this one. So the numbers were way beneath what I guessed. I told you I was going to be wrong, and I was right that I was going to be wrong. The Zedd auction. Okay, gotcha. Fvckrender tried to buy his own piece. That's interesting. He put in a bid of 10 grand. And the winner was Kyle NFT at 15,000. Okay, so, and then rested. Okay, yeah. So this is both Zedd and Fvckrender. He also put a $10,000 bid on this one too, which is really interesting. Artists bidding on their own. Mad Dog Jones put in an $11,000 bid. Koopa Troopa bought it for 17,500. So yeah, definitely some interesting price action here on this auction. And all right, let's see Silly Gabe's auction. Very interesting stuff. Okay, sorry, this is a drawing. 200 mints, 282. Oh wow, this one really went nuts. 121,000 people really like this one. Artist right here, Thank You X, put in a $111,000 bid. That's crazy. So we have artists coming through dropping 6-figure bids in an auction. That's really wild. That's definitely nuts. Let me see what else Thank You X has. He's got 22. Okay, he bought up the Zedd drop. He bought one thing in the weekend drop. He bought Spirit Stone by Fvckrender. I like this whole drop. I'll probably talk about it on another video. I own this piece. He's got Anime. He's got the Travis Scott piece from Franchise Carousel from Rhymes Like Dimes drop. Rhymes Like Dimes is dropping this week. He's got Faces. I have that too. He's got Euphoria, Lavish. I have that too. 2 Lavishes. He begins in it, and Genesis. Me and Thank You X have a lot of the same NFTs. I'm very happy about that. And he's actually even got something by Insane Critters, which is hilarious. Nice. All right, well, yeah, I know I'm over here rambling. Thanks for watching, everybody. This is Escape Velocity. I will be dropping an interview with Jonathan Thunder this week. I will be dropping an artist profile on Micah Johnson this week. Thanks for watching. Keep an eye out for the raffle. Catch you next.